Sego sewa guego. The Gatijakani in Jungat, Wakatahuni. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to sit among you, especially in this moment of sacred time that began on Monday with the Nine Nok, the symbol, the energies, the spirit of women's intelligence coming directly out of the Mother Earth through the women. Our beloved Indigenous scholar, Seneca, the late John Mohawk, used a famous, memorable meme that the intelligence of the universe is the truest intelligence, and it moves through each one of us, and our duty is to discover the purpose of our being in the world, individually and together. I wanted to share with you today some images from my work, the newest effort I'm calling Matrilineal World Making, which is the culmination of over 40 years of attention to the strength of the women in my community. And more, as the biocultural literatures build, we find the community of Akwesasne and the early work that was undertaken by our leadership to investigate the movement of industrial chemicals through the fish and the biota into the woman's body and into our babies. And so that's a difficult study. And I promised the participants in this body of work that while their individual data would not be physically or clinically meaningful, but that together in an aggregated body of data, we could better understand how to find our way out of this insult to our reproductive capacity. And so this image is the image that represents the complex meaning of matrilineality in an Indigenous worldview. My life partner, Jose Barrero, who will be speaking later today at the Residence Inn with Oren Lyons, says, matriarchy is a mother. Actually, it's a grandmother. All the way back to the original mothers who stand at this time from the moment of women's intelligence moving into Wednesday, which was the day of strong doctors, a day to pray if you're headed for surgery or someone you love, to ritualize your intention for yourself and that individual whom you're holding close to your heart. And today, the energy is Midwives' Day, and how we land in time together. And so I wanted to hold that up to help you to integrate all the voices that we're hearing, the beautiful teachings we've heard so far. And so this grandmother image is a powerful image, reminding us that kinship is a relative, connecting us, individuals, into a wider network of relationships, which is what Bioneers for over 30 years has been moving forward. And so I wanted to share with you a few quotes from the work of the last 9 years in the spirit-aligned leadership of several elder leaders who express matrilineality in their work. One, during a night lodge ceremony in Alberta, Canada in 2010, my great-great-grandmother came in, and her words to me were, "I have waited over 100 years to talk with one of my grandchildren." We had these same ceremonies in our time everywhere. The church made everyone forget how to do them. This is our connection with all of you. If you want to speak to your grandchildren, bring them over here and teach them the ceremonies. I have since made sure that they are there. We need to rekindle these memories in all Indigenous people all over Turtle Island. Ceremonies empower us with all the energy from our ancestors. Indigenous people are one people all over. We had no borders until colonization formed them. I always want to be that auntie that always shows up. This is a pipe that was reclaimed by the women in our work to move our families forward and to move the work of women's leadership forward. It was recreated by the 7th generation of a character in history named C.J. Weiser. You will hear later today about the Five Nations messaging to the Continental Congress in the 1700s. And the maker of this pipe, C.J. Weiser, who calls himself Budweiser, his ancestor of the same name was adopted by Mohawks of Mohawk Valley, who received a group of refugees, of Palatine Germans, who escaped from indentured servitude to the Dutch, who colonized Fort Albany along the Hudson River, now known as Albany, New York. In the mid-1700s, the Mohawk Valley was the western wilderness to the colonial settlers. Budweiser's ancestor, C.J. Weiser, is noted in historian Susan Coulter's book, Benjamin Franklin, Pennsylvania, and the First Nations, the Treaties of 1736 to 62. Brethren, this is from a historic moment in 1700s by the chiefs of the Five Nations. Brethren, the business of the Five Nations transact with you is of great consequence and requires a skillful and honest person to go between us, one in whom both you and we can place a confidence. We esteem our present interpreter to be such a person, equally faithful in the interpretation of whatever is said to him by either of us, equally allied to both. He is of our nation and a member of our council as well as of yours. When we adopted him, we divided him into two equal parts. One we kept for ourselves and one we left for you. He has had a great deal of trouble with us, wore out his shoes in our messages, and dirtied his clothes by being amongst us. And it was this Mother of Nations pipe that C.J. Weiser, through the gift of his love and ancestry, gifted to the midwives. His family produced 4 midwifery and birthing pipes that are at the foundation of the work of the midwives in North America. I wanted to take a moment to bring forward my beloved sister cousin, Chief Beverly Cook, who is a leader among our people, not just as political leader, but also a spiritual leader. And we want to share with you a song. These are the 8 women of the book, Worlds Within Us. Please buy their book. I ask you to join us in the energy of this song by closing your eyes not paying attention to us, but to your inner being, to integrate all that you've heard so far and will continue to hear as we move from today into the energies of the warrior day, the spirit of the warrior protecting the women, the children, the family, the villages. Embrace for impact.